Let's break down proxy war, a term that sounds like IT jargon but is deadly serious. Imagine you hate your neighbor Kevin, but instead of fighting him directly, you pay a kid to pelt his house with water balloons. That's a proxy war in a nutshell. In global terms, powerful countries avoid direct conflict by backing smaller nations or groups to fight on their behalf. They supply weapons, money, and training, turning local disputes into battlegrounds for their own rivalries. The real fighting happens far from the superpowers' borders, but the chaos is fueled by their support. It's a way to wage war without risking their own soldiers or starting World War III. The locals pay the price: bombs, destruction, trauma, while the big players pull the strings from afar. Proxy wars are the world's most cowardly, yet effective form of modern conflict. Proxy wars aren't new, they're as old as empires. The Cold War made them infamous. The US and Soviet Union never fought directly, but their rivalry set the world on fire. In Korea, the Soviets and China backed the North, the US and allies backed the South. The war never truly ended. Vietnam? The US supported the South, Soviets and China the North. It spiraled into disaster, blurring the line between proxy and direct war. Afghanistan in the 1980s, the US armed the Mujahideen to bleed the Soviets. The Soviets left, but chaos remained, eventually spawning the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Even after the Cold War, proxy wars didn't stop. Syria's civil war is a modern web. Russia and Iran back Assad, while the US, Turkey, and others support various rebels. The result? Endless violence, humanitarian crises, and the rise of groups like ISIS. Proxy wars leave shattered countries and global headaches. The players change, but the deadly game stays the same. Local conflicts become global chess matches, and the pawns always pay the highest price. How do superpowers fuel proxy wars? With weapons, cash, and expertise. They ship guns, tanks, and missiles, sometimes just to test new gear or offload old stock. Money flows in to pay fighters, buy supplies, and grease palms. Military advisors train local forces, while intelligence agencies provide satellite images and intercepted communications. Diplomatic support follows. The superpower uses its influence to legitimize its side and demonize the enemy. It's a full-service package: firepower, funding, know-how, and global PR. The locals get the tools to fight, but the superpowers keep control. The war becomes a puppet show with deadly consequences. Why don't big countries fight directly? Simple: it's too risky, too costly, and too messy. Direct war between nuclear powers could end the world. Proxy wars let them compete without risking annihilation. It's cheaper and safer to send weapons than soldiers. No body bags, no angry voters. Plausible deniability is key. If things go wrong, they can deny involvement and dodge blame. Secret support means less political fallout at home. Proxy wars are low risk, high-reward superpowers can topple governments, secure resources, or block rivals without full-scale invasions. It's geopolitical gambling with someone else's chips. If the plan fails, they walk away. If it works, they gain influence. The locals are left to pick up the pieces. For the superpowers, it's all about power with minimal consequences. For the countries caught in proxy wars, the cost is catastrophic. Outside support turns short conflicts into endless wars, destroying cities and lives. Generations are lost to violence and displacement. Millions become refugees. Economies collapse, and leftover weapons fuel crime and future wars. The nation is left broken, while superpowers reap the benefits: more influence, resources, and strategic footholds. The suffering is dismissed as collateral damage in a bigger game. Proxy wars explain today's complex crises in places like Syria and Ukraine. They drive refugee flows, empower extremists, and destabilize entire regions. The world feels the consequences, even if the puppet masters stay hidden. Understanding proxy wars is key, because their fallout shapes all our lives.